You'll find a woman, and you'll find love.
Nice. I really like what he did on that line. So that line is the first line that he's not going full out on, and he found a little bit more dynamic shift on. His voice sounds incredible, so don't get me wrong. Like, it's all sounding really good. I wish I could sing half as good live as he's doing right now. But there are nuances in the studio recording that aren't there. I just wanted to point that out.
Run, run, lost boy, they say to me.
All right, so let's check out Shinedown Simple Man live from 2012.
So for all the times that we've been over here, I can't honestly count the number of evenings that we have played this next song. The last time we were here, we didn't play it. The time before that, we didn't play it. And quite frankly, a lot of the people from Europe asked us in different ways. They said, why not play the song? And to be quite honest with you, it was something that was personal between us and something that I felt like the song didn't need to be played at those particular moments as far as this band is concerned. But this is a new day, and this is a new time, and quite frankly, the only reason why we are on this stage right now is because of every single one of you.
It's a very interesting, I mean, he's being extremely vague. I have no idea what he's talking about. It's kind of like one of those things where you had to be there or you had to experience what he's talking about to really know deep down what he's talking about. But you could definitely tell that he's humbled by the audience and their requests, and that's why I'm going to be doing it.
If you want to see an uncut version of this video, check out the link in the description.
Very interesting sounding guitar. Like, the guitar sounds kind of tinny, almost like it's coming through in like with way too much reverb. I'm not sure exactly what the effects on that guitar are, but it's a little bit treble heavy and tinny.
Sit beside me, my only son.
Okay, so right off the bat, you could tell there's a little less nuance in this live performance than is going on in the original. So for those of you who saw the original recording, and my critique on that is he uses a ton of breath as he's singing that song. And for this one, he's much more full voice all the way through, using, you know, full chord closure. And that makes sense to a degree because live you really want to turn up the energy, and I think that that's what he's doing. But it still would have been nice to have some of those breathy, the compressed breath aspects to his singing would have been nice. If you want to sing with more confidence and power, then you have to sign up for my lesson subscription. You get 2 group lessons with me personally every single week. You get access to all my courses, and you get access to recordings of all my one-on-one lessons with my students. That will help you learn vicariously through them. Click the link down below to sign up now.
And listen closely to what I say.
See, like that, to what I say. Oh, or was it, listen closely to what I say. He used, in the other one, he used a little bit more nuance with a little bit more breath, a little less volume at certain spots that really helped it kind of jump to the forefront of, not the forefront of the mix, but really like jump out at you.
Yes, we.
And nice little ad-libs that he's adding in that are not part of the original. I like that he's kind of putting his own twist on it. When I say the original, I mean the original recording of Shinedown's song, not of the original, which is Lynyrd Skynyrd, just so that I'm not confusing anybody out there.
You'll find a woman, and you'll find love.
Nice. I really like what he did on that line. So that line is the first line that he's not going full out on, and he found a little bit more dynamic shift on. His voice sounds incredible, so don't get me wrong. Like, it's all sounding really good. I wish I could sing half as good live as he's doing right now. But there are nuances in the studio recording that aren't there. I just wanted to point that out.
Something that you love and understand.
Whoa, so okay, so right there. Remember, if you saw in the original, That is very hard to do. Something I definitely, and it's not even, okay, so there are these things called diphthongs where you have a wider vowel and then a narrower vowel afterwards. When a singer is singing in a diphthong, much better to sing on the wider vowel on a high note. So then that way you can lower your jaw, make it feel a little bit more easy. You don't have to strain as much for it. But if you're really good and you know your technique, you can do it also on the narrower vowel. So what he's turned understand, which doesn't have an E in it at all, and he's turned it into understand. So that E is what he's adding over there, and it's totally not in the original song, but the way he does it is so superb and adds in a beautiful vibrato.
Love and understand.
Yeah, so there what he's doing is using a made-up vowel in the middle of the word. Understand, stand. He's using this made-up vowel that's not actually in the word and closing down on it, but not letting it get understand. That's how most people would sing it, is that it would totally choke them up. So like I said about the original recording, the studio recording, is that type of aye is very difficult to do when you're trying to sing it in a live setting or really even in a studio setting. It's very hard to get that type of fullness on such a closed vowel like an E. And you can hear how he's having difficulty here finding that resonance, that same resonance that he does on the studio recording.
Something that you love and understand.
See how he just came flat on that top note. If he would have love and understand, if he would have kept it open, he would have been able to find that. But the other option is to make that aye more, instead of aye, that's going to be very hard to sing. But love and understand. So it's a little bit more of a type of sound. Under love and understand. That way you're able to find that higher resonance in that note without straining. We basically open up to almost what would be an ah vowel, but then we just let the tongue come up to the back molars, and that creates the e sound. But we don't want to go e. That's gonna strain.
Forget your lost.
Yeah, there we go. Now we're starting to get some of the compressed air there. I really like how he sounded on that one. It's not the most pure, technically correct type of sound because it's not a nice, clean, clear vibration of the vocal cords, but it has this really nice texture to it.
If you try, all that I want.
Okay, so there's something interesting that I would have done a little bit different. So he added in a little bit of breath into the staccato. If you try. So for that one, to do it breathy is very difficult because you're doing a staccato. A staccato is where your vocal cords are being very precise in opening and closing at a very specific spot. So that's the smacking your vocal cords together. So to do that breathy, it doesn't quite allow the vocal cords to have a very precise onset, a very precise start. So he did it with a little bit of breathiness, and it didn't quite have that precise starting point to the sound. And so that lost a little bit of clarity to that part that the studio recording has.
Baby, be a simple kind of man.
Nice. So now he's getting on Kind of Man, a really nice distortion. And you can really see he's bearing down strong. And especially on Simple, you could see he's pulling back. He's really leaning into his abdominals as he's hitting those higher notes. That's helping him engage more. And when you engage more, you're going to get more hypercompression, which is going to lead to a little bit of distortion.
Thing else, and you can do this, oh baby.
Yeah, so I think he's really getting into it a lot more. You can hear a lot more of the original sort of dynamics building in here, and I really like that. You can also hear much more texture in his voice than you did right at the beginning.
And be a simple kind of man.
One thing that I noticed is he's picking and choosing the high notes that he wants to hit. So it's not that he's ducking out on all high notes, but there are a lot more high notes in the original chorus that he's avoiding. So he's kind of being very selective on the high notes that he hits. And I think that that's because he knows that like simple needs to be a belted high note. So he's pacing himself as he goes to make sure he doesn't over push on those other high notes and then not have enough juice for the high notes that really need to be there, what we like to call the money notes. Right, so like, you love and understand. That's the original. But so he's adjusted the pitch to suit what he's trying to do with pacing himself.
If you can.
I was really hoping he would do that end one. He did it slightly differently, but that end run, he did mostly bang on to the original.
Thank you very, very much.
Overall, a really incredible performance. What did you guys think? Leave a comment down below. If you like this video, hit the like button down below. If you want to see more videos like this, check out that one right there. You're gonna like it. We'll see you over there.